Chute de Desmetchov qui a glissé. A terrible pile there, a massive pile up on the road. The yellow jersey is gone.
The sprinters teams wants to be in France.
And when their leaders especially have to be at the front, that creates a situation where
they fight and for the position.
It's a mistake from one rider.
Everybody race.
Stage Tour, the British sprinter is even caught in a crash 25 kilometers from the finish line. Sagan and Greipel are crash in the last 300 meters and takes the win. A third stage win is soon. He seals a deserved stage win after crashing in the descent of the Mollach Pass. And over 13 kilometers of cobbles were enough to split the peloton up.
Et voilà une chute. It looks as if Frank Schleck has gone down there, champion of Luxembourg. I noticed him.
One of the Tour favorites, Frank Schleck, thrown on the roadside, broke his collarbone.
Inconsiderate risks might be taken, sending riders off track. Later, 2 of the 9 sectors were taken away from the course at the last minute due to the weather. A day that saw Dutchman last bow. A year later, in 2015, 7 sectors were on the menu between the Serein and...
I have to give as much information as possible on the crash. Who's in the crash? Lotto Jumbo, Ethics Quickstep, Sky. Who are the riders in the crash? Give the numbers, so I have to try to look and recognize the riders as much as possible. That's one of the tricky things.
No major injuries this time, and everyone gets back in the saddle, while the sprint riders, amongst them Thibaut Pinot, who really seems to be cursed on this tour.
Giant teammates and Sagan's Tinkoff Saxos handle the chase. Jean-Christophe Perrault's misfortune in this tour continued. Second last year, the former mountain biker has been struggling since the start. The road in the La Rochette descent by Francois and Barguil, the rest day will be much welcomed. Geschke on the way to Pralou, but the FDJ rider crashed in the descent, so much for his dream of stage victory. The break seemed doomed, but in the Col des Trois Ternes downhill, Simon Gerrans fell and took with him 3 Sky riders, of which Jan Stannard. The yellow jersey group temporized. It was godsend for the frontman.
The concern for everyone is the rain. Risk was narrowing, and Alejandro Valverde found out how one error could cost the race. He crashed spectacularly on a fast turn. Unfortunately, his tour is already over. Kind to the tough men of the Tour de France, and then Sky's starlight day of yesterday turned to sudden darkness. Froome crashed with Romain Bardet. Both of them left chasing with their teammates. A nervous peloton raced into Vittel, but there were more twists to happen. The yellow jersey hit the deck. Mark Cavendish hit the barriers in the sprint, with other riders somersaulting over the top. But the French champion missed the melee and raced home to take his first win in the Tour de France. Cavendish hit the deck. Geraint Thomas in the yellow jersey was bruised but steadfast, especially as the lead climbs to 3 minutes. But there's a scare for the yellow jersey on the downhill. In the peloton, the first wearer of the yellow jersey, Geraint Thomas, is forced to abandon. Terrible crash for Porte and Martin. Porte is perhaps thinking about tomorrow. In the feed, many riders crash. They include Axel Dumont, Peric Quemenot and John Degenkolb. Also, Dario Cataldo has to abandon, but he uses his time trialling to great effect. There's a new fall in the peloton. Alberto Contador hits the deck. Attempt to seal the yellow jersey. After 20 kilometres, a crash occurs which takes down Marcel Kittel in the green jersey. Romain Bardet somehow urges his body to the top of the climb. Meanwhile, Rigoberto...
Thankfully, no major damage was done, and he was able to carry on. And a reminder that even straightforward stages have their dangers. A crash in the peloton, bringing Nairo Quintana back down to earth after his superb win yesterday, although he did require some treatment from the medical car.